Happy Thursday, or Friday Junior, as we like to say. It's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda.
Cosentino has a new show that is the culmination of 10 years of his performances. I don't know if he's including Dancing with the Stars with you, Brendan.
Well, I would say that, yes, he won Dancing with the Stars. I had to let him have that, at least. I can't have all the accolades.
Magic.
Yeah, it was magic. But he's done other stuff.
Anyway, we're going to be talking to Cosentino. We also talked to Ray Ellis, his first national real estate chief executive. Over a third of Australians rent, and no one seems to be paying any attention to the rental market. You hear about mortgages, see renovation shows. Barry Dubois on The Living Room does a very good job at looking at renovations you can do if you're renting, but a lot of shows don't.
Have you seen what he's done with his hair? That's a good renovation right there.
He's taking it wherever he goes.
We go into our kitchen for TikTok Tucker. Today, we're trying chicken nugget pot pie.
Now,
how good is it?
The tribal drum, because Doctor Who will no longer be seen on free-to-air on the ABC, next year it's going to pay TV. We're talking about the parts of Doctor Who that used to terrify us. And look back now and think, how lame. The tribal drum is beating for, I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
Enjoy our podcast.
Everybody online.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Hello there, Amanda. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you going?
I've just been down to our pigeonhole to see what mail we've got.
Oh, has something arrived? Is it your letter from Cronides, your voucher?
No, the Cronides voucher has not arrived. I was promised a Cronides voucher.
Every day you mention it. Every day you look.
Do you think, because they said, do you want to come to the opening? And I went, well, it's a nighttime thing. I don't think I can.
Oh, as if a restaurant's going to have a brunch.
And then they said, well, I will send you a little voucher. And I went, okay. But then do you think I have to go to you got to go to the opening, don't you?
To get the voucher.
To get the voucher. What would you say? Well, if you were Cronides' boss, what would you do?
Well, you don't want to turn up, but you want the free goods.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
So okay, well, look, Cronides,
don't want you on their media wall, Brendan.
Don't worry about
Look,
it.
Cronides, if you can make it a brunch, you'll get more people, let's face it.
Everyone loves brunch.
Everyone loves pasta for brunch.
But exciting news, we've got some mail here.
What is it?
And no, it's not a letter telling me to be better.
Never get the handwriting analysed. Let me just say that to you.
Because I thought that was my... I thought that was my Cronides voucher, but no, it was a lady called Melissa telling me to be better.
Yeah.
And remember that time we got a letter from Gordon Wheat?
Gordon Wheat. We got that in our first year.
Yeah. He wanted us to organise a music festival not too dissimilar to Sunbury or Narara. How are we going with that?
I've got it in my in tray.
A music festival.
It's in my soon-to-be-actioned in tray.
But look what we got today, my friend. Brand new from Love Island. Love Island water bottles.
Wow. Because we drink out of the ones they gave us last year.
We drink out of the Love Island water bottles from last year.
And they've got our names on them.
Yeah, and they've spelt your name right.
Well, this time they did spell it right, but the font made it look like Amanda.
Amanda.
It was just the font.
Yeah, they mucked up the font. The silly fonts.
Yeah, and now what's this one?
Amanda.
Love Island. Will it hold water? Not the drink bottle, the show.
I think that's great.
The premise.
That's good. I think it's good.
Well, thank you, Love Island.
I do believe that this water bottle now, our old one, has lasted longer than the real Love Boat, which is good.
That's
still
that's
going,
true.
Though, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's still holding. Well, this is holding water. Well, thank you.
I love that stuff. This is great.
We get stuff
now,
and we're
back
happy.
to the drawing board. What about our music festival? It's like Narara and Sunbury that Gordon Wheat wrote to us about in 2005.
When I was a child, I was so desperate for any connection for something interesting to happen. My father knew someone who had some land that they used for the Sunbury Festival, and I thought that was the closest thing to excitement you could ever imagine.
You know,
pathetic, isn't it?
You grew up in suburbia. I remember you saying once a tyre rolled past your house.
A man was pushing a tyre. I ran out because I thought maybe they were filming an ad. And once the surveyors were on the corner, you know how they'd have those three-legged surveying things?
Tripod.
I thought it might have been a television tripod. So I ran out hoping it would be the media.
And did you stand in front of him and said, in the future, we'll all drink to that?
Instead, I'm just carting around my own spare tyre.
Well, look at you now. You're hogging the whole media.
Oh, I'm just
You're straddling
hogging,
the
Brenda.
media. You're everywhere.
I should be hosting a Sunbury kind of event.
I think you should.
Full circle of life.
I think you should.
Well, who would we get to perform? Is Wawa Knee still on your...
Oh, well, the
you've
knee.
still got them in your phone?
The knees, because Paul
They're having an
passed away.
operation.
Remember Paul passed away.
I'd forgotten that.
Melanoma, he's a lovely guy. We can get the radiators. Surely can get the radiators.
Well, we've got the rads.
The radiators right now have just sat up in bed. Hang on.
Well, we do have,
Something's
don't
happened.
forget, we do have our...
Paradise Jam.
I was going to say Backyard Jam, our Paradise Jam.
With the choir boys.
That's right, so
There
that's
you go.
close.
Oh, well, good. Maybe we can put this in the, not the to-do pile. It's actually been done. We have organised a music festival, Gordon. Just you didn't come.
No, it wasn't Sunbury. It's going to be in a glamorous house on the northern beaches.
Gordon's still with us because it was 2005. He was 47 back in 2005. So what would he be now?
Well, we're 70? I don't know, I'm guessing.
70?
Well, how old was he?
He was 47.
47. We've been doing this show how many years?
This is our 18.
So-
Next year will be 18
Well,
years.
let's say that he's 50 plus 18. That's close to 70.
Is he 70?
50 and 20 is 70. So a bit less than 70.
68.
That's why we do our maths around here. Sorry to everyone who got there before us.
Action-packed show today. We have $10,000 with the $10,000 question. And let's get into it with the Magnificent Seven.
Question 1. In swooping season, what bird should you be looking out for?
Jam Nation podcast.
We have for you the Magnificent Seven. There are 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say.
What should I say? Let me throw it open to you.
But it's about getting question 7 right. Kathy's in Lane Cove.
Hello, Kathy.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Jonesy, it's Kathy Cronidi here from Cronidi.
Kathy Cronidi. Hello, Kathy. How are
Kathy,
you?
is that actually your surname?
It is my surname.
Wow.
What about that?
Well, hello and welcome.
Well, this is awkward. I wasn't jockeying for a free Cronides voucher.
I think you were. You've mentioned
No, I
it every
wasn't.
single day.
Well, that's why I'm calling. So you've been mentioning it quite a bit, and I've got something coming your way.
All right. Okay.
It's a pie in the face. Is it, Kathy?
Oh, Kathy, I feel like I've sort of bullied you into doing this.
Yeah, I think that's probably quite true.
But then again, Kathy, there's an old saying: "A promise made is a promise
But
delivered."
also, can I say, Kathy, that we've had a long history with Cronides, and
Yes.
you know we've been there.
We
many
like
times.
to think of ourselves part of the Cronides family.
That's right.
You are. You absolutely are. And thank you so much for, mentioning our name.
Well, we
over
love the
time.
place.
And thanks for the years. You're right. We've had a great relationship.
They've bundled Amanda out of the place at Darling Harbour many times.
Well, there've been a number of
After
times
too many
when
limoncellos.
you order, Brendan, those giant kegs.
Oh, the big keg
I've
of
never
beer.
ever seen anyone who goes out for lunch and orders a keg until I've had
they
lunch
make
with
it-
Brendan Jones.
And
at
they'll get
Cronides.
the meter-long pizza.
I know. In the meantime, do you want to play Mag 7 while
Yes.
you're here, Kathy?
Oh, okay. Great.
Question 1. In swooping season, what bird should you be looking out for?
Magpie.
Correct.
Magpie. George R. Martin is the author of epic fantasy novels that were adapted into which show, Kathy?
The Crown.
Oh,
Kathy, we bid you farewell, but thank
You
you.
that. Okay, we'll see you at Cronides. I'll put my eating pants on. Peter's in Kings Langley.
Hello, Peter.
Peter.
Good morning. How are you, Jonesy and Amanda?
Great.
Any vouchers you'd like to give Brendan while you're here?
Give me.
No, not today.
All right, well, we'll just go with the questions then.
I can see why John Laws and Alan Jones got into it, the whole Cash for Comment. It's quite satisfying, really. You just get stuff.
Oh,
I
Tiffany's,
get it.
Tiffany's. Here we go. George R. Martin is the author of epic fantasy novels that were adapted into which show?
That'll be Game of Thrones.
Yep, and or House of Dragon.
Let's play Siri Sings, Peter.
What song is Siri singing?
Huggin' and a kissin', dancing and a lovin'. Wearing next to nothing 'cause it's hot as an oven. The whole shack shimmies. Yeah, the whole shack shimmies.
What a giveaway. What song's that? Peter.
Peter.
That is one of the...
You can tell us, Peter, we're your friends.
Well, you can, and we'd like you to. That's one of the easiest ones we've had.
This radio station is built on this song, would it be fair to say?
All right, well, what's that song?
Jam Nation.
The Magnificent Seven. And we're at question number 3.
It's Siri Sings. What song is this one?
Huggin' and a kissin', dancing and a lovin'. Wearing next to nothing 'cause it's hot as an oven. The whole shack shimmies. Yeah, the whole shack shimmies.
Rick is in Curlyville. What song is that, Rick?
Well, that is a mainstay of the WSFM playlist. It's the Love Shack.
Yes, it is. That pays the guttering around here.
It does. That's funny. When we play it on the radio station, we sort of go, oh, this again. But then when you go out to one of those nights, those corporate nights, and Jelly Bean Jam are playing it, you go, yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
And everyone goes, yeah.
Everyone gets up on the dance floor for that one. In the bush ballad Waltzing Matilda, what does Matilda refer to? Is it A, the name of the swagman, B, the name of the bushland that he travels, or C, the swag itself, Rick?
Gosh, I think it's this. So bushland, swag itself,
or the name of the man.
I'm going to go the swag itself.
It is.
It's a swag
It's
itself.
a swag, which is the bundle of possessions that he carries around.
And what about a little kid?
Who's that?
Andy sat, Andy watched, Andy waited, just hanging out. What about him?
Andy's a pain in the neck.
Andy, always around.
Question 5. Who's the latest brand to cut ties with Kanye, or Ye, after his anti-Semitic comments?
Wow.
And the loss of this client, or the loss of this company, has taken him off the billionaire list, and rightly so. His comments have been absolutely appalling.
What did he actually say?
Well, he said, I'm not going to repeat what he said, anti-Jewish comments, thank you.
Yeah.
But what it's done is it's incited other people to agree, and there have been people who are dumbos in America who are going, yeah, I agree with what he said. It's created a dialogue that is not, that it's appalling.
What did he...
Well, it's just, I'm not going to
It just said anti-Semitic
yeah,
comments.
that's right, anti-Jewish comments.
Yes, of course.
And so,
I'm not
a whole lot of companies, including his divorce lawyers and talent agency, have cut ties. But there's a really big client, a really big sporting company that's just parted company with him.
Rick?
I think it's Adidas.
Yes,
it is Adidas.
I gave you some Googling time and you're welcome.
Which astronomer is called out during Bohemian Rhapsody? Not in a Kanye way. This is in a good way.
Oh, gosh.
Which astronomer's mentioned in the song?
Hang on. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche.
No, you're not leading him to the lyric.
Well, I'm planting the seed.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just...
Sorry, Rick.
Sorry. Ben's in Zetland.
You led him out a bad door.
No, I didn't lead him down a bad tour.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
We play that song as much as we play Love Shack.
Hi, Ben.
Hey, how's it going?
Very well, thank you. So in Bohemian Rhapsody, who's the astronomer that's named?
Galileo.
Galileo! It is, Ben, that's right.
Which panellist on the project announced her pregnancy last night on the show? She actually told me in the flesh on Friday. Not that I'm the father or anything like that, but I saw her.
Oh, I don't even watch it.
I don't think there's going to be a way that you can answer
You're the only one, Ben. Maddie's in Penrith.
And is that what you said to her when she so...
No, I did not.
...shared her
I will
news?
say, this lady and I have had a long relationship.
What?
Well, we've been together as pals for a long, long time.
You've been... Well, she's a friend of yours.
Yeah, she's a friend.
Why don't you just say that?
Well, it sounds more
We've had
salacious.
a long relationship. We've been together for a while.
This is what puts clickbait. This is what we're going to do. You're going to come up with clickbait.
She's a very good journalist. Maddie, who's
Lovely
in Penrith.
Maddie.
Do you know Maddie?
Rachel Corbett.
Rachel Corbett.
Rachel was on Big Brother all those years ago. Remember
Was she?
when
Was
we
that
were,
where she started?
When we were at Triple M, on air, we had to select people to go into the Big Brother house. And Peter Timms was one and Rachel Corbett was the other.
Really? I didn't know that
I
Rachel had
selected
been
them.
in Big Brother.
I created them.
Well, congratulations to Rachel.
Good on you. Congratulations to you, Maddie. You've won the Jam Pack. You'll find a high tea experience with Sofitel Sydney Wentworth's famous French-inspired high tea at Soiree. A Mophie Tech Bundle. Mophie Wireless Charging offers safe and easy charging for your home, office or even on the go. And Jonesy Amanda carried your choice for you to colour in and some starter pencils. Maddie, anything you'd like to add to all of this?
That sounds absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Well done, Maddie.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
What's for breakfast?
Oh, there's egg and bacon and sausage and spam.
And a mug of dark beer to wash it down.
Let's go.
Jalmanac time. On this day in 1982, Prince released his fifth album, 1999. A breakthrough album. Do you know how many it sold back then?
18 million?
No, 5 million.
Oh.
Over 5 million.
That's not much.
No, well, back in then, 1982, that's pretty good. Worldwide population.
Actually, that is true. That is true.
Well, I
overspoke.
There's only 5 million people living on the earth. The big song on that album, not necessarily 1999, but was Little Red Corvette. The song's not really about a Corvette.
Oh, no.
Duh. If you're going to be cynical.
It's a euphemism.
Well, it's a metaphor, yes. Story from the song, do you want to hear this?
Yes,
Am I just
please.
wasting my breath here?
No, I'm happy to hear.
The song comes from a trip in a band member's car, which was a 1964 pink Mercury Montclair Marauder.
It's harder to get in a song, isn't it?
Yeah, little pink Mercury Montclair Marauder.
Rhymes with daughter. Guess who's in the back? Your daughter.
What?
It writes itself.
She told me she was at school. No, she's 25. Anyway, you're right about the metaphor. Apparently, the Little Red Corvette is for how fast the woman depicted in the song picks up and then discards her men after taking them home for the night.
She got a muffler out?
What? Are you going to make... Is this going to be all about this?
No, please, let's stop. And let's just play the song.
If you're one of those 5 million people that bought the album back then, you'll be enjoying this.
Jam Nation.
You hungry?
Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Never fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck of that.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
Straight to the Jonesy Amanda kitchen in the Jonesy Amanda building.
Not a giant success last week. We made the Elvis burger. And Brendan Jones, who will eat anything, actually spat it into the bin.
It's hot banana.
It's banana, bacon, patty.
Yep.
Bert, they're all in there. And it was the banana that threw you.
And the peanut butter. It's too much.
Yeah. Today, I saw this
I don't like hot banana and I don't like second banana.
Well, that's unfortunate. I saw this on TikTok and some people were completely outraged, saying this is the epitome of America's demise. And others said, I'm not embarrassed to say I'd eat it. So I'll be interested to see which way you go. It's a chicken nugget pot pie.
Chicken nugget pot pie.
So it was this woman making it for her family who said, we don't all have time to cook chicken and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to make a chicken pie with chicken nuggets.
Right.
There's one thing in this recipe, though. Look at this, that I'm obsessed with, and that's frozen peas. I just go to my freezer at home and I eat them. I love them. Do you not like that? Oh, that is my secret fetish.
What a
all right.
weirdo.
So what we do. Sorry.
Well, it's not really secret now. You've got it out.
I know. Now it's just a fetish.
What about on Saturday night when you put the mask on and nothing else?
And then eat peas. Give peas a chance, I say.
Focus, man.
Okay, now we have short crust. How dare you say that to me? We have short crust pastry.
Yes.
So I've put some shop-bought short crust pastry in the bottom of a baking tin.
Have you greased your pan?
Yes, I have. Now, what happens next is you put the nuggets in.
Mm-hmm.
In they go. You just put nuggets.
And these
all
nuggets,
over them. Yes,
are they
oh, here we go.
Store-bought nuggets?
Yes, they are. Who makes chicken nuggets at home? If you can't be bothered cooking chicken and you're using nuggets, you're not going to be making the nuggets.
I'm just saying you could go to
I'm going
McDonald's.
to put nuggets in here. So these are supermarket
Could you go to McDonald's
nuggets.
or KFC?
These are supermarket nuggets.
Fun question.
Where?
What do you prefer, McDonald's nuggets or KFC nuggets?
I'm not a fan of nuggets. Let it be said. All right, so what I do...
Can I answer this?
Because I thought you said let's get on with it.
No, but I like McDonald's nuggets.
Okay.
Better than KFC
So what happens
ones.
here? So I've put the nuggets in the bottom of the pastry.
Yep.
In the bottom of my pie.
And where do these peas go?
Now I just over the top. So you can put
a lot of
frozen or canned peas. It says that's what the recipe calls for. And then you put carrots, frozen or canned carrots. So that's your vegetable component on top of the nugget.
And what sort of sauce is in this?
I'll tell you. In the American one, they use a can of cheese soup.
Is there such a thing?
Well, in Australia, there's not. So they suggest you use cream cheese spread instead.
Right.
So that's the sauce. So I now put dobs of cream cheese spread all over this. And so we've got nuggets, we've got peas, we've got carrots, and now blobs of cream cheese on the top. And once I've popped that in, I'm going to put the lid of the pastry on.
You missed some there.
Did I, Brendan? I'll just get that, shall I? Happy now? I'll pop that in there. So I think that's okay in blobs because when it warms, do you agree, it'll just spread a little bit? Because otherwise I don't have time to spread it everywhere.
You've left the whole thing in the jar.
That's enough. So, guys, I want to put the lid on. So now I put the lid of the pastry on, scrunch it around the edges to make a pie.
Oh, you're doing a good job of that.
Thank you. I like making pies. I wouldn't normally have these ingredients inside it.
Do you make pea pie regularly?
And then what I do, I think I have to poke some holes in the top, don't I?
Yeah, you got to put air holes in there.
Yeah, there's a couple of air holes in here. And now I just do a bit of an egg wash on the top.
And that's just egg.
That's just egg. I've stuffed that. I'm just going to use my hand. It's disgusting. Egg wash on the top of that.
It's like a 3-year-old's cooking.
That is going to go into the oven. Would you mind putting that in the oven because my hands have got egg all over
Well,
them?
then I'll get egg all over.
I'm just going to use the tap.
Okay, can you hold my microphone, Brian?
Is that boiling water I'm putting on my hands?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so that's it. So then we put the pie in and it cooks for about 45 to an hour.
Yep.
And when it comes out, we will see whether this is the demise of the American dream or whether it's everything the American dream aspires to be.
Magic.
Speaking of magic, you know who's coming up next?
Cosentino.
Cosentino. Let's head back to the studio while this cooks in the oven.
Jonesy Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Well, the last time we spoke to our next guest, he'd just survived the celebrity jungle. Then, of course, there was something called a pandemic. I don't know if you remember any of that. Well, he's now back with an exciting new show that celebrates everything he's achieved over the last decade. The show is called Decennium. This is Australia's favourite magician, illusionist and escape artist, Cosentino. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Always a treat, mate.
Always a treat. How do you keep coming up with new things? Because you've put your body on the line, you've put your brain on the line, you've done incredible illusions. How do you think up something new?
I think it's just through stupidity, actually. Mm-hmm. Coming up with all these crazy ideas and thinking, what would the audience like to see? If I was sitting in the audience, what would I like to see? But it takes so much time to come up with the material. It's a minimum of about 3 to 6 months per illusion or escape. It's a lot of work.
No, that would be a lot of work.
And also, once you're good at it, then that's great, particularly if it's something dangerous you're doing with your body, like you nearly drowning once before. But practicing that must be where all the danger happens.
Exactly. That's where things go wrong. That's when you end up in the emergency room. And it's it's a calculated risk. We take it step by step. If you're doing an underwater escape, we'll do something called a dry run, where basically, obviously, there's no water, and then we fill it up slowly, bit by bit, where my head is just above the water, and there's no locks or chains or restraints. And then basically, you just stack it until you can do it, and you rehearse it and rehearse it and rehearse it, and you practice it. And once again, it's a calculated risk, but a little bit of rust in a lock, bumping your head, let's say, underwater, not feeling great that night, things can go wrong.
Well, I have enough trouble opening my front door and I'm busting to do a wee. You know, when you get home and you're just trying to burn, you're busted to do a wee.
And your urine is the escape artist that day.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's thing. There you go. See, when you're under pressure and you've got to get that door opened, sometimes things can go wrong and you pee your pants. It does happen. It does. So same thing. My risk is just a little higher.
Yeah,
that's right.
But imagine that. You're in the tank and you wee your pants and you've had a barocca and everyone goes, oh, not only is he drowning, he's wet his pants.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't see the wetness, but they'd see the colour in the water, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Oh, what a giveaway.
That'd be a trick.
Absolutely. So can you give us some idea of the kind of things that are in this show then?
Yeah, so it's basically, it takes the best of all my live shows, the best of my 9 TV specials, meshes them all together. So what is there? Okay, people levitating and disappearing and teleporting across the stage. There's the close-up sleight of hand magic projected onto screens. There's the death-defying escapes we're talking about, where people actually now get to come up on stage, examine the locks, examine the restraints, see me in the water tank, sit next to me in the water tank, get wet by the actual water. And it's very immersive. Like, you can participate as much as you want, or you can just sit back and enjoy it for really what it is. And it's I would always say to my team, you know what, the day that we get to do the best of, it's going to be incredible. And it's been a long time coming. I've been doing it for a very long time. So it's really exciting for me to be able to take all my great material and put it into just one show.
Yeah. And what about the basic stuff, just getting a rabbit out of a hat or something like that?
We left that behind when I was about 13. So we've moved on to...
I'm still impressed. You know when those guys get the seagull, no, the little pigeon, and they go bang, and then it just appears? I'm always amazed by
Is it true, Cosentino, that years ago when that trick, this is what I've heard, when the trick of the disappearing pigeon, or the dove, pigeon, was first done, one of the early magicians used to do that trick night after night, and it's only after he died they discovered that a giant press came down behind a curtain in the bird cage, and he was actually just squashing them to death.
Look, there was it sounds terrible. Originally, when it first started, years and when we're talking like, late 1800s, there was a method where that would actually happen. It was a bit of a sacrifice. But no, magicians figured out a way that the bird would not be harmed or injured in any way whatsoever. But look, talking about pulling rabbits out of hats, it's interesting because that actually in itself is a very difficult trick to pull off.
I can imagine.
Makes it out like it's so simple. That's actually really quite challenging.
Yeah, because you've got to put the hats on your head, and then you got a rabbit. And my daughter had a rabbit when she was little, and that thing was a pain in the neck.
Correct,
much all the time.
Exactly. That's why magicians moved on to using doves, because they're much easier to handle.
Yeah. And when you hear doves cry, you've squished it.
Pull a rabbit out of a hat, pull a hair out of your bum. It's all magic to me.
Now, that's a trick. I'd want to see that. Cosentino, look, he's pulled a hair out of his bum.
Write that down for next time.
Well, mate, it's always great to talk to you. Cosentino, Decennium. Tickets
Decennium. Is it
Decennium or Decennium?
Decennium.
You don't say December, Brendan, instead of December.
Oh, okay, can we do this after the show? Right.
For 10 years.
That's Latin. Thank you. I didn't know I was going to get a lecture as well from both of you, but I'm looking forward to seeing the show. Tickets on sale for Decennium, if that's what it's called.
It is called that.
LiveNation.com.au. Cosentino, we always love catching up with you.
And love to Priscilla.
Yeah, thank you. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for your support, honestly, over the last 10 years. You guys have really been huge supporters of me, and I appreciate everything you've done, so thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
We're part of the Dancing with the Stars alma mater, mate.
And your shows are amazing.
You're in my class, of which I had none. Good on you, mate.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take it easy, Cos.
Jam Nation.
Now, there's a couple of questions that I have to ask you.
I don't answer questions.
Just answer the question, okay?
What's in it for me?
$10,000 reward.
10 questions in 60 seconds. It's dead easy. You can do this. 4 people this year alone have won $40,000.
Yes, the person who answers question 10 correctly gets the money. It doesn't matter if you start at question 1 or you come in at question 9. If you answer 10 correctly, you get the money.
Emma's in Narrabeen.
Hi, Emma.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello. We're going to kick off with you. So we have 10 questions. We have 60 seconds. We have a whole lot of people ready to take your place. If you hesitate or you're wrong, you're out. But you could be seconds away from winning $10,000. Are you ready to start?
I'm ready, yes.
Good luck. Here we go. Question 1. Who's the host of Have You Been Paying Attention?
Tom Gleisner.
Question 2. Portobello is a type of what vegetable?
Mushroom.
Question 3. Where in the world is the head office for Kawasaki?
Tokyo.
Question 4. Which popular Sydney chicken shop has Charlie's in the name?
Char Grill Charlie.
Question 5. How many children does Brendan Jonesy Jones have?
3.
Question 4. The Seychelles Islands can be found in which ocean?
Indian.
Question 7. Where does the dog breed Vizsla originate from?
Italy.
Belinda's in Greystanes.
Where does the dog breed Vizsla originate from?
Spain.
Paul's in Penrith.
Where does the dog breed Vizsla originate from?
France.
Jeff's in Glenwood.
Where does the dog breed Vizsla originate from?
Hungary.
Question 8. What is a duel between 3 people called?
Troy.
David's in Kincumber.
What's a duel between 3 people called?
It's a truel.
A truel or a treel?
A truel. Now, what happens there with a 3-person duel?
Do you have a gun in each hand?
What happens there? Bang, bang. How does that work?
Well, let's hope we never find ourselves in one.
Whoa.
That was, we got really... Well, Emma took us all the way through until...
Emma did.
The Vizsla.
Stupid Vizsla.
Yeah.
Jam Nation.
After a partnership spanning more than 5 decades, Brendan, that's 50 years, Doctor Who will no longer appear on the ABC after its current season.
Why not? They're axing it.
Well, no, the BBC announced on Wednesday a new deal with Disney Plus to continue the series. So, you know, its 60th anniversary is coming up next year. We all grew up with Doctor Who.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw it.
It was the most mind-blowing thing for a kid. This was our first experience of sci-fi, of aliens. Were there aliens in it?
Yeah,
it was all alien stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of spooky stuff. As a kid, this was our first snippet of it all.
I remember it scared the hell out of me. Just the theme used to scare the hell out of me. It seems a bit lame now. I think it was the theremin.
You had too much theremin in your morning cereal.
Too much theremin. Here it comes. I still don't like it.
You really?
I don't like it. It doesn't scare
funny
me, but
when you
it's
look back at it
irritating.
now, how terrifying the Daleks were, and now we just go down some stairs, you idiot.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I remember there was one episode because I remember my dad saying, you know, what are you doing, mate? What are you watching this? Oh, I would have been about 8 or 9. But there was one episode where Tom Baker's character, or it was the guy before Tom Baker, the old guy.
John Pertwee.
John Pertwee.
He was the one of when I first started watching.
He turned into a plant, or so they all turned into plants. It scared the hell out of me. And then with that...
Imagine the special effects. They'd all sort of cut to a pot plant and said, that's him now. And you went, oh, my God.
That's why Don Burke scared the hell out of me. For other reasons.
But it is funny when stuff scares you as a kid and you look back now and you go...
Well, that was
piss.
That was piss.
One of our production team, Jenna,
Yep.
when she was a kid, you know what used to terrify her? This.
A clock.
The 60 Minutes clock.
The 60 Minutes clock?
When she was a kid, she was terrified of the 60 Minutes clock.
I used to hate it because it meant the weekend was over.
She just hated it because she said it sounded ominous.
Well, it does sound a bit ominous.
Yeah.
A clock counting down. No one wants to hear that.
I know. But isn't it funny when you look back now? Remember, I've said this before, that my father said that when he was a kid and he saw Wizard of Oz and he saw the witch's red shoes curl up when her feet got stuck under the house, he said that was the most terrifying thing he'd ever seen and it haunted him for years.
That's weird.
And have you seen it recently? It's the biggest piece of piss. Not to put too fine a point on it.
That was a movie masterstroke.
I know, but I mean, in terms of fear,
Yeah.
piss week.
But all those munchkins that died, poor little munchkins.
Not in real life, Brendan.
I think they used to just feed them into a furnace after the show. That's what they did. They did. That's what they did in Hollywood in those days. Oh, we got too many munchkins. Just chuck them in the
pumped
furnace.
stars full of drugs because they were only 14 or 15 and put the munchkins
Poor
in a
Judy
fire.
Garland was loaded up on barbiturates and munchkins were
What
in
a
the
time
fire.
to be alive.
What the golden era of Hollywood.
Well, the tribal drum, that
Yes.
wasn't really a lion in the MGM thing. You just thought it was because
No.
you're off your face. The tribal
High
drum
on
is
munchkins.
The tribal drum is beating for, I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Yeah.
So we're looking for things that weren't designed to be frightening, but when you're a kid, you were terrified.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
The tribal drum is beating. I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
I'll get you, my pretty.
We've got Kim on the line. Hello, Kim.
Good morning. How are you both?
Very well. What
Great,
used to
Kim.
frighten you?
I used to be terrified. You guys would remember this. The deep heat ad. Remember the deep voice at the end of it?
Deep
And I had
heat.
3 brothers that used to give me really a rev up over it. So, yeah, I was terrified of it.
Well, be
Now,
prepared,
nothing.
Kim, because here it is.
Trigger alert. But why? But why?
I don't know.
Can you hear it now and not be frightened?
Yeah, it sent a cold shiver up my spine just then, but, yeah, I'm not scared of it.
Isn't it funny?
I
The
was
stuff
terrified
that
when I was a kid.
scares you when you're a kid.
Deep heat.
Well, that's the tribal drum. I
And you know,
thought
that
it was,
stuff's not as deep or heaty as it used to be anymore.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
all that
I
stuff,
think
they
maybe
made
you're
it all-
used to it. No, because
It's
now
like
you're used to
pansy
it.
era we live in. You get that stuff. I want it to burn my arm. I want it to be like so hot.
No, you're just used to it now. It probably the
that
first
what it
time
is?
you tried it, it probably was terrible.
I'm desensitized to heat. I'd say it's moderate heat.
I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Good morning.
I'm glad we're not the only ones up at this ungodly hour.
Well, after more than 5 decades on the ABC. Doctor Who will no longer be seen on the ABC after this year. It's going to Disney+. We have been talking about Doctor Who and the impact it had on our lives as when we were little kids.
Yeah.
The first time we'd seen scary stuff, the first time we'd seen sci-fi, the first time we'd seen aliens and all of that. And you look back now and you realise in what our children are exposed to with movies and things, how piss it actually was.
I was watching The Shining with my daughter. This is some years ago. And she's watching it. What's this? I said, The Shining.
A terrifying film.
And she was, lame.
Lame?
And then she watched it. And
terrifying.
She's saying lame. And I go, what's with you people?
Terrifying.
What's wrong with your generation that The Shining is lame?
But it's funny, though, the things we've been talking about this morning that have frightened people. You look back now and you go, well, come on. Hopeless.
Yeah, that's
hopeless.
Right. Well, Jack Nicholson coming at you with an axe and elevators filled with blood and those little demonic twins. Yes, that's...
That is scary.
That's genuinely scary.
We work with Jenna here, who is scared of this. The 60 Minutes clock. When she was a kid, it scared the hell out of her.
Does that mean that she's going to be getting a grilling from 60 Minutes?
I don't know.
Imagine that. The tribal drummer's beating for this. I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
I'll get you, my pretty.
We've got Mel with us. Hello, Mel.
Oh, hello, guys. Love your show.
Oh, thank you, Mel. What was scary for you?
Well, my sister and I used to love watching Wonder Woman in the 70s and 80s. And now that I think about it, this actually was scary. We were watching it one night and our parents were with us and there was this somebody being interviewed for being a criminal or something. And he started chanting something, chant. And then he started melting and he just melted in front of us and chanted because he was a robot. But we were petrified. We were screaming. We couldn't sleep all night. My parents still talk about how they couldn't get to bed because we were up all night scared from this Wonder Woman episode.
Wow.
Because of the
Did it go a little bit like this, Mel?
You can't lie. I
Oh, and he's melting.
Just triggering you, Mel?
Something like that, yes.
Something like that.
But isn't it funny? Because they didn't have big special effects budgets, but it didn't take much to scare the hell out of us.
They get some latex and a blow dryer, and then...
You know what used to scare the hell out of me was the quicksand on Gilligan's Island.
There was always quicksand.
And I
on
used to
that
be terrified I'd be sucked in by quicksand.
And the only way you could tell that the victim was gone was there was a hat on top of the quicksand.
Everyone was being rescued from quicksand, or else there'd be a hat on the top. Until there was a hat on the top, and they go, "Oh, Gilligan's gone."
Yeah,
and
it was all rejoicing, and then he comes around and goes, "What's going on, guys?
Where's my hat?"
Yeah, and it was on top of the quicksand.
Oh, what a shame! He
which was just
survived.
normal sand.
Chelsea's with us. Hello, Chelsea.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. What scared you?
So I'm sure you guys remember, but back in the 90s, there was a show called Australia's Most Wanted.
Great show.
And yes, however, it didn't come without a tale. So Mum and Dad, as a bit of a backstory very quickly, lived in quite a big house, but it was a house built in the 70s, so there was none of this LED light business. So, and had a really long four-way. So we'd sit up watching this Australia's Most Wanted thing, and then Dad would say, right, time for bed. My sister and I would look at each other, we'd charge down the hallway, we'd turn all the lights on, terrified that there was going to be someone that hadn't been caught from Australia's Most Wanted hiding in our bedroom.
Of course they would.
They used to do all those, those reenactments.
Yeah.
And 90s TV was scary anyway, but they always did have the shadows and this man with a hat and balaclava hanging out somebody's window, and my sister and I were terrified that they was going to be our house. That person that hadn't been caught from Australia's Most Wanted was going to be hiding in our bedroom.
Wow. A hat and a balaclava too. He's gone too much.
Australia's Most Wanted. The theme is, just see if the theme's evocative.
I remember the theme. Oh, Chelsea.
Because, of course, if one criminal wasn't found,
It's going to be
they'd
your
in
house.
Chelsea's house.
Hanging out there with a hat and a balaclava,
Yeah.
just waiting in your room.
Just waiting. We're going to take more of your calls on this after 8 o'clock. Plenty of people are calling through. I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
Jam Nation.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy Amanda Arms for the pub test. And today, let's talk about Doctor Who.
Well, we've been talking about this morning after more than 50 decades. 5 decades. 50 decades.
50 decades.
Doctor Who will be leaving the ABC. The BBC on Wednesday announced a new deal with Disney Plus to continue the series. So I don't think it's the ABC's fault, but I don't know whether they fought hard enough for it. I don't know. But it has been a staple of ABC viewing for all those years. And people who don't have a streaming service, who don't have Disney Plus, who've always watched the ABC for their Doctor Who fix, what's going to happen? It's like some sport should stay on free-to-air. Is Doctor Who one of those things?
Is it a sport? Yeah, I was reading about a lady that's been watching it for the best part of 60 years.
Yes, and she doesn't have Disney Plus. What's going to happen there? As people say, if you're of a certain age, you grew up watching Doctor Who every week on the ABC. No other network would have wanted it. As part of ABC's
How
identity
much does it
is
cost
gone.
to run Doctor Who, would you reckon? So, you work in TV.
I've got no idea.
So Channel 10, like if they're going to play an episode of Bold and the Beautiful, what are they? Do you know what that's worth?
I've got no idea. You're asking the wrong person.
Well, okay,
I just turn up and
what's
host
the
a show.
living room cost?
I don't know. Seriously, I don't make the show.
Okay, say Masked Singer, for example. What would that cost? How much would that cost?
I don't know, but I do know you have
you've
to
got to pay for the rights.
A licensing fee every year, plus it's an expensive show to produce.
Because, when they were pursuing me to do Top Gear Australia, remember that a few years ago? They wanted me to do Top Gear Australia and I couldn't because of this. There was a thing about, to buy the rights to Top Gear Australia. And I think, from memory, it was like $5 million or something.
Of course, and that's before you make the show.
So that's before you've even made the show.
But in this, you're not remaking the show. You're just buying it, buying the rights.
Okay, so how much would it cost?
Well, I don't know, Brendan. Well, we're not asking people to guess how much it costs.
No, but it's our ABC. I'm just saying, for argument's sake.
I don't know whether it was the ABC's choice. Maybe the BBC has aligned itself with Disney Plus, and they have all their product is going to Disney Plus. It's not that the ABC couldn't pay enough. I don't know the politics.
But it's our ABC. It's our free-to-air broadcast.
That's
it hasn't got ads. It hasn't got any revenue. It hasn't got anything like that.
But maybe
it's what we pay for.
But maybe the ABC didn't have a choice. Who knows? I don't know the politics of it.
Yeah.
Maybe most networks have a streaming service. Maybe the BBC has chosen Disney Plus. I don't know.
What do you think?
So we're just asking you, the ABC no longer having Doctor Who. How do you feel about it? Does it pass the pub test?
Jonesy Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
It's easy to forget when you look at all the noise in the media about mortgage rates, etc., that over 30% of Australians rent. Many renovation shows overlook this. Barry on the Living Room will always go out of his way to do renovations that you can take with you if you rent, or that that aren't necessarily involved in you owning your own home. But never has it been so difficult to rent a house in Sydney. Increases in prices, a competitive market, issues of mould with all the weather we've been having, pet ownership. These things are causing great concern to the rental market. Ray Ellis is our real estate guru. He's the Chief Executive of First National Real Estate, and he joins us now to talk about the rights of the renter. Hello, Ray. How are you?
Good morning. Yes, you raise a very serious issue. There is a rental crisis in Australia at the moment.
In Europe, you can get like a 90-year lease. So you and your family can be secure knowing that you're renting and your kids will always go to that school, that's the suburb that you know and that's the suburb you live in. We don't have that security here, do we?
Well, it hasn't been in our DNA. Home ownership is a dream of most Australians, and rental has always been seen as a stopgap, temporary university before you buy your own house measure. Whereas what we're seeing in the last couple of years is people now want 2, 3, 5, 7. I don't think we're going to get to 99-year leases for many years, but long-term leases are becoming normal. And most landlords want that. They want a good tenant. A good tenant wants security because, to quote that great Australian movie, The Castle, it is your home. Whether you rent it or mortgage payment it is your home. So security for a tenant for long term is very important.
Well, what about mould? This has been a big issue with the kind of weather that we've been having here in Sydney. Many people are complaining about the mould. Whose job is it to remove the mould?
Well, first off, if you're a tenant, you need to get a copy of the inspection report before you move in. That'll show if there is mould or mould is being treated. But if mould develops, and as you said, the weather we've seen, not just in Sydney and New South Wales, all around Australia at the moment, mould is becoming a big issue in many, many properties. So the landlord has a responsibility to remove the mould, remove it professionally. The lack of trades around Australia at the moment doesn't mean to say it's going to happen the next day, but don't wait there's regular inspections, sometimes 2 or 3 times a year of a rental property. Don't wait for your next inspection. Take a photo on your phone, send it to your property manager, highlight the concerns you have about the mould developing, and the landlord will repair it.
And according to a current affair, they'll alternate stories. They'll have, it's terrible for the renter, and then they'll say it's terrible for the landlord. So who's got the better end of the stick at the moment?
Well, That is why there's a rental crisis in Australia. Most landlords in Australia are just your average mum and dad earning under $80,000 a year who own one investment property, and they're trying to get ahead with their personal finances. And they want a good tenant. And most tenants are either trying to get into the housing market or, as I said, provide a home for their own family, or rent a property in the inner city as they start their career. So the relationship with the landlord and tenant is very important. A good property manager is a communication key between that. And we want resolution. We don't want conflict. Conflicts is actually very rare. It becomes known there's a very bad tenant or a very bad landlord, and that becomes a media story. But in the main, most communication between the property manager, landlord and tenant is very good, and they have a good seamless working relationship.
What about pets? Because it seems to be that it can be very hard for you to have your pet. I keep reading different strata rules as to whether you can have pets or whether you can't have pets. I know someone who's had to pay a $5,000 bond to have a pet, which makes renting even more expensive.
Gee.
Well, they love their pet. That's why they do it.
But should we have blanket rules for pets as a tenant? Should you be able to?
Tasmania started many years ago. Victoria, Queensland have just introduced it. Most states are now in regulation to allow pets in a property because there's one simple fact. If you own a pet, you are a better tenant. And that's what is forgotten because you have a caring relationship, you have a better way of wanting to live, and pets provide comfort. Of course, we don't want a Great Dane in a 2 foot by 2 foot apartment. We don't want guinea pigs in one room and rabbits in another.
No.
There's realms around that. But the person had to pay $5,000. Most body corporations have their own rules and regulations around that, which comes around to health and safety. But on the main, allowing pets to be in a rental property provides an opportunity for a better tenant, and state legislation around Australia is catching up with that, and we as an industry support it.
Right.
And if you do have issues, where do you go? If your landlord isn't giving you any joy in any of this, what do you do?
Every state has their own appeals tribunal. In Victoria, it's VCAT, QCAT, in Queensland and so on. They're the last resort. As I said earlier, most of the disputes are worked out between the landlord and tenant. I'm not saying every landlord is perfect, every tenant is perfect, but in the main they are. But there is an administrative body to able to appeal to if your property manager and your landlord or your tenant cannot resolve it.
Is it a good idea to have a relationship with your landlord or landlord have a relationship with the tenant, or is going to end in tears?
That confuses the issue because there's a whole range of regulations in every state about smoke alarms, security, breakage, insurance, everything that makes a good property be able to be rent. The property manager has the expertise to deal with that. The property manager has to be expertise to deal with the emotion of a hot water system breaking down, which always breaks down at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, by the way. So they know how to deal with that. Yeah. The landlord doesn't want to be interrupted in their personal lives, and a relationship between that confuses the issue.
And what if, just asking for a friend, is if your tenant is a penthouse pet?
What?
Well, because you've got a pet in there.
We'll discuss it with your wife, I'd imagine.
These are, while Ray's here, this is expert advice right here.
Well, as long as she's got good hygiene, no one would mind.
Okay.
Exactly. Good hygiene, good pet, the rent's always paid on time.
There you go. Ray, thank you so much for joining us from First National Real Estate. Look after yourself, mate. Thank you,
Ray.
Thank you for your time, and good luck to everybody.
Jam Nation.
I want you to get up right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy Amanda Arms for the pub test. Today, ABC pulling Doctor Who. Does it pass the pub test?
Well, ABC may not have pulled it themselves.
No, someone else pulled it.
BBC has announced a deal with Disney Plus. So all around the world, Disney Plus will now play Doctor Who. But for over 50 years...
And I'm imagining the BBC would have said, well, here's Doctor Who for free.
No, and... but it's been on the ABC for over 50 years. So people, they have built up a very long relationship, people have, with the ABC and with this show. And now they'll have to pay to see it. ABC, no longer showing Doctor Who. Does it pass the pub test?
This made me so very sad yesterday. the greed of the people now wanting to make just so much money. Not everyone can afford this. People that don't live their lives online.
It's actually Doctor Who cares. Never watched an episode, never will.
No, I think it's outrageous. Why am I paying my 8 cents a day? I'm very disappointed.
Well, it's not the ABC that's done it, it's the BBC that's done it. They're the ones who sold out the Disney Plus, so no, it doesn't pass the pub test, but it's not the ABC's fault.
No, I don't think it does, because I was never really into it, but my grandkids loved it, and it was free to air. So if it's going to cost now, I think that's going to be a real issue for people.
Could not care less. I've never watched an episode. I was a Lost in Space kid. Couldn't give a stuff. I think it's the weirdest show ever.
It is a weird show.
It's a weird show.
And speaking of it being a weird show, the stuff that used to scare us on it when we were kids, you look back now and you go, well, how pissy is that? Tribal Drum has been beating for, I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss. We'll take more of your calls next.
Podcast.
Well, we were talking earlier about Doctor Who and how it used to terrify us, and we took some great calls about the things that used to scare you as a kid, and you look back now and you go, really? Wonder Woman? Seeing where a robot melted down?
Yeah.
This from Deep Heat commercials.
Deep Heat. And it's kind of creepy when you think about it.
Australia's Most Wanted. We've taken some unusual calls.
Remember that was a great show.
Australia's Most Wanted. She was terrified that the one person they didn't catch would be lurking in their home.
But the reenactments, didn't you love the reenactments?
Imagine if you were one of those actors in the reenactment. People would phone the police constantly. I've seen him. There's John Gielgud. Yes, I appreciate that.
I was acting.
Actually, if you're a baddie, just say you're acting in a reenactment.
You know what I was thinking? You know, with that fugitive that's escaped, he took off his little,
the Martha Stewart bracelet.
Yeah, the ankle bracelet. And then they showed a picture of his mugshot and he's got a cranky face. What if he walked around with a happy face everywhere, beaming at everyone? Everyone would think that he's not the fugitive.
Anyone that walks around smiling should be locked up forever. People don't trust them.
Or conversely, people that have got a cranky face get locked up because they're fugitives, obviously.
So much to discuss, but let's narrow it down to this. The Tribal Drum is beating for I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Sylvia.
Hello, Sylvia. What was it?
Hi, guys. It was the banana split for me.
I love that show. What scared you?
It just terrified me. I couldn't handle it. And anytime it would come on, it just made my skin crawl.
Really?
And they drove around in those little skid steer buggies.
That's right. I love the banana splits. La 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 la.
But you know what,
banana,
Sylvia?
2 banana, 3 banana. I loved it.
I just had a flashback because in the banana splits there was that show Adventure Island. Was that it?
I think that was it, yeah.
Adventure Island, remember that? And there was always these natives and there was these tribal drums and these natives and they had to get through quicksand because there was
quicksand.
But quicksand was everywhere when we were kids.
I said this, well, we never had it
it was on TV.
In our backyard in Beecroft. But I remember being terrified of Gilligan's Island because of all the quicksand.
Does that ring a bell for you? Adventure Island or Lost Island or something Island? It was an island.
Piss Island. Thank you, Sylvia.
Sylvia's gone.
No,
she's disappeared. She's disappeared in a quicksand. There's her hat just floating on the top.
Hello, Louise. How are you?
Good, thank you, guys. How are you?
Good. Right. What scared you?
Well, I was a really skinny kid because I was scared of the gobbledoc, so I'd never eat chips.
Remember this, the gobbledoc.
We know the voice of the gobbledoc.
We do. And the gobbledoc was kind of a character that looked like a blob, wasn't it? A blobby monster made that noise.
The voice of the gobbledoc is none other than Dave Gibson.
That's right.
Davey Boy Gibson, who was also Nana at Triple M.
That's right.
I'm showing all the scaffolding here. He's going, oh, shut up.
And he used to do all the voices for Australia's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
Funny if we could combine all of it and get the gobbledoc whacked in the nether regions with a mallet.
Thank you, Louise.
Oh, I've enjoyed that. Thank you.
Jam Nation.
You did say local news and you said the Middle East, but what area? Because Ryan, Gemwai Rai, has been with us for how long now?
Almost a year.
Is it a year?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's not familiar with local news and the categories that I have for the introductions to the segment.
Doesn't need an introduction.
Well, what area is it? Just tell.
Do you want me to tell you where it is?
Yeah.
It's Iran.
Iran. Well, look at this. I've got Israel. I've got Istanbul. Ryan, these are all out of order.
So?
Well, where's Iran?
Well, I don't get paid to do that.
You get paid?
I barely get paid at all.
Local news happening now in Iran.
locally. That's good. Now flock off, you seagulls.
Oh, wow. So aggressive. This was a story that you may have seen on the news last night. It is so intriguing. The headline read, when I read about it, man dies after taking first shower in 67 years. When you dig a bit deeper, it's not a surprise he died because it says he's 94 and he also had the shower about 9 months before. But that's why he died.
So the shower didn't kill him.
Bit of clickbait going on there. But the story of this man is extraordinary anyway. So he's 94 years old. Let's dig a bit deeper, shall we?
Yeah.
He went 67 years without washing because he was worried it would make him ill. He's been dubbed, and this is nice, the world's dirtiest man for his bathroom dodging ways. Apart from an aversion to soap and water, he was otherwise healthy, despite only eating uncooked porcupine roadkill and drinking dirty water from puddles out of a rusty oil can. There's a photo of him here sleeping on the side of a road using a rock as a pillow.
Right.
He also had...
in a way, he's got no expectations, has he?
He might have been loving his life for all we know. It says here he also had a fondness for smoking animal dung out of an old pipe, as well as 4 cigarettes at once. Earlier this year, neighbours persuaded him to have a shower after telling him washing would make it difficult for him to find a girlfriend. He's 94. He uses a rock for a pillow. Why doesn't he have a girlfriend?
His neighbours, though, they probably were downwind of him.
Well, they say that then, for the first time a few months ago, villagers had taken him to the bathroom to wash. Such was his commitment to not washing, he once jumped from a moving car when men in the village had bundled him in to take him to the river. He also attracted the interest of scientists interested in studying what types of life forms might have taken up home on his body. But they were surprised to find he hadn't suffered any bacteria or parasites, apart from some kind of bacteria that comes from eating raw meat. He tested negative for HIV and hepatitis. Had a few love bites, obviously.
Of course, naturally.
And it's a shame he died because once they washed him up, he was destined for Love Island. Of course. I also love from this story? Down the side column where I've seen the story, it says more from health and fitness. Like this is a story about health and fitness.
Local news happening now in Iran. Locally. That's good. Now flock off, you seagulls.
That porcupine roadkill doesn't eat itself.
Yum, I feel like porcupine roadkill tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to have. We are going to have chicken nugget pie. A chicken pie made with nuggets. It's divided the internet.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation Podcast.
It's been 35 years since the Choir Boys' Run to Paradise was released. To celebrate, we are throwing a big beach party with Paradise Jam.
It's going to be at a fabulous, swanky Northern Beaches house. Obviously, there'll be food. Obviously, there'll be drinks. You and I will be there, and there will be.
What are we bringing to this fest?
We are bringing the Choir Boys.
Yeah, we're bringing it, and we're bringing Roxanne of Toon Gabby.
Hey, Roxanne!
Hey, hi.
Yeah, congratulations, it's you.
Thank you. It's so exciting.
We look forward to seeing you there.
When was the last time you saw the Choir Boys, Roxanne?
I was trying to trace my memory back, and I'm pretty sure I have many years ago. You know, they used to always have a lot of bands playing together, like Them, Machinations, 5 vs. 5, all that.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I've seen them, something like that. But I love their music, so Boys Will Be Boys is my favourite.
We are going to have a great night, and we're glad it's you.
Great, Roxanne. Thank you so much.
Great, excellent. Thanks so much.
This is all thanks to Tyre Power, 100% Australian owned and operated since 1977. We'll do it again tomorrow. In the meantime, TikTok Tucker.
It's been the chicken nugget pot pie has been in the oven for about, I don't know, 100 hours.
Yes.
It's going to chip your teeth and it's going to be delicious.
Smells good.
Jam Nation.
You hungry? Starving.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck, enough.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets result.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
Today we have a chicken nugget pot pie, and I saw this on TikTok, and I also saw it on Instagram. I saw it on Twitter. It went everywhere because the woman who made it said this is a great meal for her family. She had fingernails that was so long, watching her put the food in was quite distressing.
Right.
But she said if you don't have chicken, you don't have time to cook chicken, use chicken nuggets. That's what's freaked people out. So this recipe, you've got your pastry, you put in a packet of frozen chicken nuggets, you put in some frozen peas, some frozen carrots, and in America they say that it was cheese soup in a can. We don't get that here, so it's cream cheese spread.
Right.
People were aghast, saying this is the end of the world as we know it. This is why aliens have never landed here, because of the state of this dish. Others have said, you know what, it looks hideous, but chances are I'd eat it. So we've cooked it now. Let's slice it up.
Sure.
And Brendan Jones, you're going to have a taste.
Well, it smells delicious.
It looks like a delicious pie.
And all the guys from the engineering department are hanging around, so that's a good sign.
Or one of them.
Our rich engineering department.
All right, now
It looks quite solid as a pie.
Okay, let's. What will I use to scoop it up?
Well, I guess that spatula.
That spatula. Let's
Yep.
go in. What do you think?
Did you get some base in there?
It's all about the base. No, I haven't quite cut through the base.
You've
Hang
made
on.
a meal of it.
Well, it's very hard to cut a pie
Yeah.
that is in a pie dish like this.
Tell that to Simple Simon. He did all right.
Okay, there we go. Look at that.
Oh, it's not really presentation.
I don't care. All right, Brendan. I've just put some on my fingers and licked it, and I'm pulling a face.
Where's the nugget?
That's it. There, where your fork just
What happened
was.
to the skin?
There's your nugget.
That looks terrible.
Yeah.
That is the most...
That's a nugget. That's a nugget.
Okay.
It looks like a nude nugget.
It's a naked nugget.
I want you to get some pastry. I want you to get nugget. I want you to... and I want you to have some cream cheese. I want the cheese. I want you to sample it all in one big mouthful.
Well, I'm trying to, but you've made such
And take a nugget.
I'll take a nugget. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You like it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, you're stopping the aliens coming.
Oh, my God.
Is it awful?
That's yum.
Really? Are you making this up?
It's
I'm not a fan of nuggets.
I just eat them. Oh, yum. It's just so... I don't know. It's like... It tastes like we're at a country pie place. Oh.
I have to say...
Yum. Are you
that
joking?
cream cheese and the nugget is a very
peas
nice combination.
And the carrot.
Oh, God. It's hot.
And what did you... Because all you put in there...
Too hot. It was too hot.
I think the peas...
It was too hot. Oh, I thought I just burnt my esophagus.
The peas and cheese?
There's peas. There's peas.
Yep.
There's frozen carrots.
Yeah.
There's a whole jar of cream cheese. And there's the nuggets.
Yum.
Really?
Winner, winner. Chicken pot pie nugget dinner.
Well, if you don't have
Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad ducker, that.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets result.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
So if you want to make a chicken pie and you can't be bothered using, I don't know, chicken, why don't you buy some frozen nuggets and shove them in?
And there's plenty to go around for our technical department. Or one of them.
Jam Nation.
Jonesy and Amanda in the morning. 101.7 WSFM.
You know how you mentioned the world's dirtiest man just before?
He died at the age of 94. He hadn't showered for 67 years. He was given a shower almost overnight.
Yeah.
9 months later, he passed away.
So it wasn't really. It's
Wasn't
just a
completely
story
related,
about
yes.
the world's most dirty
It's
man.
an excuse to look at his lifestyle.
It did make Sandra's news. I failed to point that out to you, but Sandra's news, it was a little judgy.
The dirtiest man alive has died after having his first wash in more than half a century. Amu Haji had sworn off soap and water in his 40s, fearing it would make him sick. He lived in a hovel in northern Iran, surviving off charity and roadkill, and smoked a mixture of manure and grass. Haji is believed to have been 94 when he died, his title now claimed by an Indian man who says he hasn't washed in more than 30 years to end all the problems confronting the nation.
It's true.
Is that a Monty Python sketch? No, I'm the dirtiest man.
That's what he told me in his cab last Friday.
Oh, Brendan. And you wonder why you can't get a cab in this city. Wow.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Come on. Let's just vilify all of them.
They all listen to Smooth anyway.
Jonesy Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Everybody shout. Come on now, sing out. It's time for the goodies get together.
Brendan Jones is still giggling at his cab joke. He's laughed, he's giggled since he said it, and he's repeated it to me 3 times. And I heard it the first time. Yes, you have, as if I didn't get it. Yes, I heard it. I heard it.
I think you're just jelly.
But I didn't say it.
Yeah.
That must be it.
I bet you any money they'll do that on Have You Been Paying Attention?
Have you been paying attention?
The Italian version of it.
Our favourite caller.
Let me get all the stereotypes out of the way.
We haven't had our ghoulies yet.
No, we haven't. But focus.
You've thrown me because you've laughed at yourself.
Because I'm being entertaining. Sorry.
To yourself during the ads.
Sorry. Well, Ryan likes it.
Ryan said he laughed because at you.
He hasn't cracked a smile since he started here.
Our favourite ghoulie of the year will win $20,000 cash, a year's supply of chocolate from Daryl Lee. We have a hotline number, 90617
What have we got?
My ghoulie is trying to use the recent stay vouchers. I rang up a place to try and use one, and they gave me a wonderful price for the room for the 2 nights. Then when I said I'd like to use my voucher for the stays voucher, they said, I'm sorry, we can't do any further discount. I said, well, I'm not asking for a discount. I'd like to use a credit note. They said, I'm sorry, we can't do any further discounts. We went round in circles until I gave up, hung up and booked somewhere else.
Yeah. I used one of those vouchers. They were good, but that was it. I had one of them.
But you should be able to honour the voucher.
You should be able to honour the voucher, but, it's like when you build up credit with an airline. Who's ever getting that money back?
What else have we got?
Hi, what gets my ghoulies? I went out for drinks the other night with my friend at one of the local clubs. They insisted on charging more because I didn't want ice in my drink. Mind you, it was on tap, so I didn't think it needed ice. I just thought that was rather rude. That gets my ghoulies.
That's interesting because when they put ice in, you hardly get anything in your drink, but it's the same amount of alcohol.
Yes, 30 mils.
Yes, so it's just the mixer. But
how much is post-mix these days? I know the budget was tight, but really?
I've never heard of them charging more.
Yeah, I've never heard about that. What club is that? We want to know the information. Out with the bad and with the good. If you dipped out, you can always call our hotline number, 9061794. It's 4 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend wins $300 to spend on dinner at Hurricane's Grill. Feast at Hurricane's Grill restaurants in Circular Quay and Brighton Sands.
You also get the Jonesy Amanda tea towel and fridge magnet.
Doctor Who's been pulled from the ABC. At the end of this year, it's going to be on Disney Plus, so people will now have to pay for it. Doctor Who used to freak you out. It freaked us all out as kids, didn't it?
Well, I remember when I watched it as an 8-year-old, it scared me. Even the theme scared me. Too much theremin.
Well, now when you look back at it, it was pretty piss.
It was.
So the tribal drum was beating for, I thought it was scary, but it was actually piss.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Here's Kim from Plumpton.
You're not supposed to emphasise it so much.
I used to be terrified. You guys would remember this. The deep heat ad. Remember the deep voice at the end of it?
Deep
And I had
heat.
3 brothers that used to give me really a rev up over it. So, yeah, I was terrified of it.
Well, be prepared, Kim, because here it is.
Trigger alert. But why? But why?
I don't know.
Can you hear it now and not be frightened?
Yeah, it sent a cold shiver up my spine just then, but yeah, I'm not scared of it.
Scared of the deep heat commercial. Well, Bill Weaver's up next. He has free fuel to give away with Beat the Bowser.
Nice. Well, I'll just go off and amuse myself on my own time.
Or you could do it on air. It'd be a nice change.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
We'll be back for Jam Nation at 6 o'clock.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tear, baby dear, from your eye.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.